There's the tower hitter, TA.
There's a lot of control.
TA against
TA,
Lycan, though, and Sniper. I don't...
You've got the mischance of the silence. You've got the Lycan who can just run away from you. The puck control, the shrapnel harass, like just kiting.
Maybe they just plan on stacking for him pretty heavily.
They almost certainly do. I think that's something YapzOr really excels at, is he balances his rotations and his stacking really well. Like that's probably one of his biggest strengths is like when he's playing Rubik. I think the same is true for Earthshaker. So they probably will stack a lot. Question is, like, can Crescendo just go in and contest those?
It feels like they could. I mean, Night Stalker is one of the better heroes at getting around the map. He has insane amounts of vision during the night phases. They're going to have, I guess, off-lane puck, so he should hit 6 still pretty fast in this game. I don't really see... A core Venno is not really going to be pressured by the puck, but at the same time, they shouldn't be able to kill the puck either, which means that he'll be able to get EXP. So an early coil, a Night Stalker, and yeah, a Lycan running at you is still pretty terrifying. I don't really know who's going to win, honestly, just based on draft.
Very different here from both teams as we will be getting underway, folks. So thank you very much for joining us. Secret making their group stage debut. The proverbial favorites coming in, while on the flip side, you do have Crescendo 0-1 with some big expectations due to all the beloved fan favorite players on this team.
They do have a, I guess you could say, a star-studded lineup, right? Or at least most of the players are known, I guess, besides BBK.
Certainly, like, historically, you know, very accomplished lineup. I think, you know, some of their haters might say, oh, these guys are washed up, they don't have it anymore, but they definitely are going to bring a lot of interest one way or the other.
I mean, they got a TI winner on their team.
Multiple TI winners.
That's true.
Right. And then Cinder it.
And then Cinder it.
Oh, we love you, buddy.
To be honest, he's done a lot to transition to different roles to try to, you know, fit into a team. It's admirable. You know, he tries to learn like every single aspect just to make sure that he can do what his team needs him to do.
Whose hotkeys are these? These are so weird.
Don't know. Lumi was on that PC last, but I don't think he changes hotkeys. I think he just uses whatever was there.
How do I just do default? I'm gonna try that. Okay. Alright, we're back to normal buttons here. I am going to push them, guys. I'm LD. He's Draskell. This is Crescendo versus Secret. Here we go. By the way, I like how Mid One has a personal Too Good sponsorship.
Yep. His avatar picture is...
is it James?
Is it James? Yeah, it's James.
Which James?
You know the picture where he's like touching his chest or whatever, and he's like laying back in
like
the
looks like he's having like
sofa?
a small orgasm.
Yeah,
on,
that
on
one.
broadcast. Okay.
Back when he had his long, luxurious hair.
I remember when I had that. I think I was about like 13.
Same. I can empathize. Maybe one of the few people here who can.
Yeah. If I let it grow out for more than like a week or two,
it just looks silly, right?
It just looks bad.
Yeah. I know that feel.
It's okay. That's why we brought Ted back, you know. Just wanted the bald support group. We didn't get Shane this time, but...
We're stronger in threes. That's really how it works.
Yeah. I'm filling in for Shane. Okay, so, Andy, let's talk a little bit about the lanes here. We are going to have YapzOr trying to pressure mid early, so he's kind of giving this TA a little early support. You've got the offlane Darkseer, pretty standard. Try to contest the Lycan. They are running the Lich Venno dual lane bottom, and Ake is trying to find his opening as he sweeps around mid. Any early reactions to this laning setup?
I think it's very difficult to find anything, at least against bottom, if you're Crescendo, because the Lich is staying by the Venno, and he's staying under the tower, and this lane is likely to not really move from under the tower. Cinderen's actually going to be pressured here a little bit. We'll be forced to jaunt home in the bottom lane, but yeah.
Puppy just giving him the love. Sind is level 1 here, and Sind is a sad panda.
It is a struggle. Lich plus Venno. You would be hard-pressed to find a hero that can lane against this. I don't even know if you can lane against this. Because every single time...
He's still level 1.
Yeah, he's just going to deny the range creep every single time.
And he's just getting Nova auto-attack to death here. He really wants that point in phase shift right now.
I think at this point, you kind of just want to find a spot in the trees to hide in and hope that they don't see you. So you can just like sit there and soak EXP.
The chicken making its glorious march back, but in the meanwhile, trouble in the mid lane as Mid1 will find that first blood. Yapzor, patient, waiting, connects, so he'll salve up. He CS's nicely here already, 13 and 9. EGM is going to arrive and at least crack that salve. So far, so good there. Offlane's looking pretty good for Kezu, though Lycan is farming. He's getting his levels. So get off to a good start, and I mean, especially this puck has to be kind of worried, though. Cinderin does hit level 2 now. He's caught up at least a little bit, but I mean, Puppy's out-leveling him as support, so.
The really troublesome thing about playing it in this situation is that these are two static laning heroes. Like, the Lich and the Veno are not going to leave this lane unless they TP to a counter gang. Kezu top.
Yeah, good catch with Kezu. Void comes through. He tries for the last-minute surge, but Ake showing that he is not rusty on the micro skills. Trap into a stun and gets the job done.
That's the kind of stuff they're going to need a lot of in this early game. Ake started around mid to try to maybe look to pressure mid one. But just having the Shaker sitting there, it's very hard for them to do anything to the TA from this position.
And meanwhile, mid one can just confidently outlast hit him with the refraction damage. The sniper harass is fairly minimal since you're constantly having to shoot through that. You have to worry about those Shaker ganks. So it is very much feeling like this has to be the Ake show for now, and he's going to buy a smoke. He wants to bring that show to a new town. So, yeah, he's got his work cut out for him here, that's for damn sure. If they're going to make their go on Cinder, and he has to orb back. Oh, almost got that Nova. I'm really concerned for this puck right now if I'm Crescendo.
He is level 3. His Shrine's going to be up in like 40 seconds, so he's not going to be sent home, I don't think.
I guess the worry is like he's really their only team fight and only initiation outside of a Night Stalker just running in, and he's only level 2 right now. So they will fight Yapzor here though, catch him out in the trees. Fissures there, but unfortunately unable to trap that Enchantress on the wrong side. They're going to lay in the shrapnels. The Void gets the job done. So Crescendo do strike mid. Might try to transition this into a little tower pressure.
From the puck standpoint, I think that he doesn't necessarily need the super fast Blink Dagger, but he does need to get a relatively well-timed 6. So the Lycan can pop, shapeshift, you know, you coil, you just run at them, and that's how you get the kills. There's not really a lot of stuns. It's pretty much just the Shaker. That's what makes it a nice Lycan game. So as long as Cinderin can get that coil going, then I think they'll still be okay.
Puppy is able to snag that rune and then head back. So nothing too surprising, I guess, with the way the lanes have developed. It's really just been these support rotations. The Shaker, the Ench, they're going to find Puppy, who was saving a skill point to grab the Ice Armor in the end. They isolate MP, though. It's the first nighttime where you want to get a lot of heavy lifting done, and Crescendo will enter the bottom lane triumphantly. That is a big kill, taking MP down.
So far, the Enchantress seems to be doing enough. If he can keep getting these kills, and he's got, you know, another 2 minutes left on the Night Stalker as well before it becomes day. The one concern, though, is just always coming back to the mid lane. Like, mid one's sitting at, you know, almost 50 CS at 6 minutes. This guy is going to get completely out of control if he's not stopped.
Even dropping that offensive trap down. Mid one.
They do manage to find Cinderin. Finally. He didn't have a ward in the offlane, so I'm guessing he just got fissured at an opportune time from Fog and just died because of it.
Yeah, they brought Yapzor down. And meanwhile, Crescendo wrapping around a mid one. This would certainly be the bigger kill if they get him. He's not going to be easy, but the Void comes through. Trapdoor's there. Stun follow-up. Bam! PBK unloads. That must have been a satisfying kill for him. A huge one, too, with the amount that mid one had been freely farming in this lane. And I don't think I'm seeing too many stacks for him, actually. Normally, teams prioritize it a little more with the TA, but it's really nothing.
Yapzor has been spending most of his time either fissuring mid or fissuring the bottom lane. He's kind of just walking around playing the nomadic.
I like how I talked up how good he is at like balancing the ganky with the staggy, and that's just been all gank, no stag. So.
Yeah, he just wants to kill. They might actually kill the sniper here.
BBK. Fissure comes through, mid one. Not going to have enough damage to kill him off in time. The Spite Assassinate comes out.
He just wanted to see if he could time it through the refraction. He's baiting mid one. Mid one's pretty good though.
If he does that, I'll give him a wow.
Nice. Yeah, this bottom lane is still a struggle for Cinder. He's 4.5 though. As long as he hits a 6 by like, I guess at the latest you as an off lane 12 minutes is like a really hard lane because that's like the support timing of a level 6, right?
Yeah.
If you're having like a pretty bleh laning phase, I would say that Lich sitting there and denying your creeps the entire time and getting ganked qualifies as a pretty hard
laning phase.
Yeah.
I would say so as well. So, oh, Puppy comes in again. Just rubbing in Sin's face the fact that he's a level and a half ahead of him. The pressure is coming out here. But, you know, Andy, looking at the two lineups, because it's been a little bit slower, what kind of like timings or pace are they looking for? Like, how do you see like strategically these lineups matching up as the laning stage here?
I think that Secret, they can do like the slow siege. You know, they have the Veno. They're kind of looking for the eventual blink on Yapzor. It's going to be quite a ways away. He's opting to go for the Arcane. So I think they have a little while before their lineup really comes online. They're mainly just looking to farm a bit. And then for Crescendo, I think as soon as the puck gets coiled, they want to do something because the Shapeshift is available. And I think that this lineup is exceptionally good at running at the style of team that Secret has drafted. The Earthshaker is the only way to really stop the Lycan in these fights. So it's going to be down to the Shaker and also the mech timing on Kezu, which he will have very fast.
Yeah, Lycan and Puck is an old classic combo. The coil holds them in place, they try to run away, it snaps, they're going to die, they stay there, and they're going to get munched on. It was very popular. I want to say like around like, I'm trying to remember, it was like TI2 through like TI4 era, whenever Lycan was popular, that duo generally was, but
right.
Haven't seen it so much lately with the Lycan being reworked and Puck.
It's weird too
slowly made its way back with all the damage buffs.
I think that Lycan on paper is stronger really than he's kind of ever been. Because
even
of the
TI2 Lycan?
Okay, TI2 Lycan might have been a bit more obnoxious.
That hero was like auto pick ban win.
The Wolves were stupid back then too, right? Because they had the insane regen and they could just like solo creep waves and stupid stuff like that. Yeah, maybe TI2.
The reason why Morphlane was like the hero that everyone remembers being broken at TI2 is because Lycan was banned every game at TI2. Yeah. But yeah, hold that thought as mid-1 makes a big dive in the mid lane. Cinerid's there with the catch, though. Can he finish him off in time? Mid-1 chilling in the trees. Wants to turn it around. Sin walks into it. Good timing there on the phase shift. And now the chase forward. Excalibur trying to finish him off, but mid-1 still running. He gets off the refraction again. Cinder in a fleeting orb forward. Unable to find that counter kill.
An unfortunate trade. Even using the shapeshift cooldown there in Excalibur, not able to really get enough, only getting the Lich. And those are the kind of things that Crescendo really need to make sure that goes well for them. You can't, you know, make your Lycan rotate over, you can't coil for just the support. You really, really need to be able to get more than that.
So Secret are ramping up the pressure, Andy. They're starting to group up in the mid lane. Veno keeps on pushing this bottom lane. Puppy is stacking Ancients now, so we're probably going to see the TA farm those fairly soon. Mid-1. Looks like straight... Is it straight Deso here? Yeah, gets the Mithril Hammer. I've seen him sometimes favor the Blink a little more, but this
I think
is their main hitter.
With this lineup, it's hard to go Blink first because you're blinking into a Lycan team and a Sniper, potentially a Puck. You don't want to put yourself, I think, in that spot. The Deso just helps you farm that much faster. He might go back for it.
Also helps them take Roche, and without that, there's basically pretty minimal Roche threat.
Yeah. He's going to get that nice juicy stack. Not easy. And this is Kezu very, very close to finishing off the mech now. He's even got the Arcane Boots and the Soul Ring already. Sitting at the 3rd overall highest net worth.
What do you see for MP? He's going Veil first. We've seen like Artesia sometimes gone for the early Midas, and
there's a lot of different Veno builds. It just really depends on what he feels his team needs. Since they have a Darkseer, they have like the team fight oriented items already covered. I would expect him maybe to go for maybe even right click, because they really only have one source of physical damage, and that's mid one. Do they think that's enough? Do they want to just really build around the fact that they have so much magical damage against two heroes that carry BKB very well? It's kind of just up to how fast they want to win the game.
What is the ideal like Veno physical damage build? Maelstrom?
I've seen
magic
like
base.
I've seen S&Y and Hurricane Pike, and I've seen
Hurricane Pike seems kind of like a staple.
Yeah, it's just very good stats for the hero. He uses everything on that item: the mana, the agi, the strength. I think that's probably like the best. S&Y seems pretty good too because you can just kite people so hard. Like, have you ever been Galed and S&Y at the same time? You just don't move.
They want EGM. They're going to vacuum back on the other side of this fissure, drop the wall, keep on chasing. But see you later. I have wings. I'm going to use them. EGM looks to make it out. Will manage to catch Kezu there with a perfect timing on the Void. And at the buzzer, he'll bring down the Darkseer. Secret get completely shut down. Yeah, old Night Stalker, he's dead there, but not this guy.
Just remember, no one fears a Night Stalker during the day.
Unfortunately, it seems to be night more and more frequently as the game goes on. Again, good news for Secret, though. Mid one, free tier 1 for him.
You know, it's actually funny you brought that up. I didn't even realize, or I mean, I knew it, but I didn't think about it until now. Just the synergy between the Night Stalker and the Lycan anyway. Like making it nighttime, getting the bonus howl as well. Get the extra HP and all that nonsense.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of synergy there. I mean, we used to see, like, that was where the Night Stalker Luna duo was popular in the past. Luna not really on the menu very often nowadays. But.
Hero is just too slow right now.
No one runs the Night Stalker coddle, though. What's up with that?
That's like the anti-synergy. I mean, it is and it isn't at the same time.
You like, do you just like report your teammate if you pick coddle and they pick Night Stalker?
Like, you can't buy Aghanims that game if you're coddle because your blast will never heal if you're team fighting because the Night Stalker is just always gonna pop darkness.
I know.
It's definitely
Feels
report
bad.
worthy.
Instant report. There should be certain pick combinations that just automatically get people into low priority.
Yeah, like just picking techies.
Yeah.
It's automatic
It's
low priority.
Mid one might be sent to an automatic death here as he gets completely caught
nice
out by
ult.
Crescendo. The Fissure is fantastic. The Echo Slam's on point. They will get Ake.
Oh my
Look
god.
like, or will they get Ake?
He's so
or will they get
tanky.
Ake? Or will they get
Oh my
Ake? They
god,
will
he's
not
actually
get
not gonna
Ake.
die.
Raindrops
Oh my.
for the win. With the attendance being leveled up here.
He has 740 max health and he lived through that.
Is this the new... I haven't really followed Edge skill builds. Do you normally just not level up Untouchable nowadays?
In this game, it's not really the right clicks that you're scared of, though. It's pretty much just the magical damage. So I guess it still does vary. I've seen, 3-1-1. I've seen 1-1-3.
They're going to force out Excalibur's ult, but maybe not to their liking as he charges back and he munches down one. It's gone for that new, kind of in vogue build here with the Armlet Mask of Madness. Just pure punching power for him. He's okay
he's
now.
He's got the howl.
Easy regen.
Yeah, but in that time, Secret gonna get the Roche here. Desolator finished on mid one for a little while now. He's actually almost got the blink too.
Alright, Age is secured. So overall victory for Secret there, even though it looked pretty bad for a while. Dead by time for Sind though, he gets the blink.
Still an okay timing. Like, I'd say like pre-20 minutes, if your lane's crazy hard like his was, still respectable. And they can, even with the Aegis up, I still feel like they can fight. I think that Crescendo's lineup is so good at fighting, even though they have a very farm-hungry core in the Sniper, just because of the Lycan and the Puck combination. It just does so much work against the type of lineup the Secret has. Unfortunately, the longer they delay, I think it's going to be a harder game for Lycan because the supports are going to start getting stuff like Force Stats and Glimmer Capes and, eventually Solar Crest will come out on somebody. And then the Lycan's like single target oriented style where he just wants to run at one person just will be not as effective.
Yeah, not to mention the Ice Armor has started to ramp up here. It's now level 3 for Puppy, so It's a little bit more difficult to munch through those targets, and we did actually see Excalibur contemplating a Diffusal Blade on Lycan.
Just for the ice armor,
Yeah.
and the surge as well.
Yeah, for the Darkseer as well. It actually could have been a really cool pickup, but still feeling like there's so much magic damage. There is a lot of chain stun if Shaker is able to lock him down, so he's now thinking BKB instead. But to show you that there are some things that will irritate him more and more as the game progresses.
I think it's an ode to putting more emphasis on the sniper being the true late gamer, and just saying, okay, we need a BKB to fight now, so we can protect our base and keep our towers alive. Because normally buying a BKB, even at this stage, can sometimes be detrimental if you want to go super late on a Lycan, because then you're working with 5 seconds. 5 seconds is not a lot of time. So I think it's more, okay, the sniper bought a Maelstrom, we're going to farm more. BBK can carry us into that late game. As long as we have something to bridge that gap, we'll be okay.
Yeah, 5 seconds is especially not a lot when you're Lycan, and you spend at least half the time just, getting to a target to hit them the first time.
Yeah.
So Cinder in here, he'll hold the mid lane back. They are farming up some nice stacks. Excalibur quickly chewing through them. Ake going back for the Midas, and Crescendo.
Oh, Cinder, and my god.
Definitely. Oh, take
just
the
got
camera off
two-shot.
for 1 second.
He got 2 shot.
Deleted.
It was like he got melded, phase shifted, instantly died after he came out of the phase shift.
I don't really see Puck farming out there with a blink, and you're like, Puck's fine. They don't have any, unless Yapsor's there, they don't really have any lockdown, but joke's on me.
Yeah, sometimes heroes just disappear. That's what happens against TA.
That's what should have happened. 2 techies.
God, I wish. New TI stretch goal.
I heard a rumor once that Ice Frog hates techies.
I'm pretty sure that's not a rumor.
Okay,
I mean,
maybe.
it's a rumor in the sense that someone probably started it.
In the sense that, like, he didn't officially make a Twitter post saying that he hates the hero.
Right. But he does hate the hero.
But you're Ice Frog, man. Why don't you just delete him, right? Surely. I guess
don't
you
know.
can't now, right? Because there's all the cosmetics people.
The thing that made no sense to me is everyone was super excited for that hero to be added into the game. And I was always just thinking, man, they do not remember playing with techies or against techies.
Or just really in any capacity.
I know there's probably 10 people out there who are upset that I said that. But all 10 of you, I would report you.
You heard it here from Dad. Even his own children, should they dare to pick techies, he would cast them out on the streets and have no regrets.
Oh god, no. I've been playing Dota for too long to have regrets.
Except that you played Dota for too long.
Except that I've, maybe play a little bit too much Dota. But then
No going
I watch Dota, it's a cycle. You watch Dota, then you want to play Dota.
Secret. They're already looking to break the base here. They are going high ground very early. Crescendo tried to hold the line, but Sin blinking in. Gets the silence off there. Yapsor countering with the fissure attempt. They are a tricky nut to crack, though, with that sniper sitting back. There's not a whole lot else as a deep push, though. Really, the rest of their team is mostly going to have to resort to split pushing. You do see the Night Stalker lurking in mid. Still a tier 1 up here for Secret. A very confident siege underway. They will march forward onto the high ground once more. Seen Puppey grabbing the early helm of the Dominator. Does any bit of regen sustain they can muster to keep this push going? Foil will be snapped. TP home. Lycan's in the neighborhood. He's closing in on the BKB. Doesn't have it yet. They won't be able to fully crack the base, but Secret applying tons of early aggression to this lane. Are threatening. They've still got... Actually, no, they don't. They're just about done here on the Aegis, so...
I think, yeah, that's why they backed off. They didn't want to risk getting killed. That's kind of a big deal, though, if you think about it, because it's very hard for Secret to just walk up to the high ground. Like, trying to slow siege with Venom wards against Sniper doesn't really work because the Sniper's range is just so long that he kills the wards as they're dropped, and that you can't really build up that, mass amount of that you need to really crack the base. So when you get the tier 3 down, that opens up more room for the Venomancer to really get that concave of wards that you want. So because they weren't able to really get the tier 3 all the way down and open up the shrines and open up the opportunity for the Veno to get that nice siege going, it is a big win for Crescendo, even though they are behind quite a bit in net worth. Most of that net worth is pretty much reflected in just mid-one's farm. That's it.
And late game, this isn't going to be easy for TA. Once the sniper's farmed enough to quickly chew through the refraction, I mean, it's going to be a long time before Ake is a real threat. Still working on his Midas at 23 minutes, but at some point maybe he will be. So, Cinderin working towards what looks to be a Yules. He'll have some tools to kite this TA, wait out her BKB. Speaking of which, is now done. So, mid one hitting, power curve peak after peak, now trying to snowball even further. They're going to hunt EGM here. Flaps his way into the trees. He didn't get quite far enough, though, and they are going to converge, but goes for the TP out. Fissure is there. Yap slams the door. We'll find the kill. And they may just transition straight into this push bottom.
This BKB should be the end of the tier 3 tower, at least, I think, for Crescendo. Sniper is still lacking some damage. He's got the Force Staff and the Maelstrom, which is...
It might be more than that, Andy. Nobody's even at the base right now.
Oh, they have TPs,
and their
right?
deep push is pretty weak.
Really, all they need to do is drop Shrapnel and just auto-attack the TA. That's their main source of stopping this.
Some chip damage, really. But mid one, he's going to keep on shoving his way in. Bullying.
God, he is so tanky.
And with the Frost Armor, my god.
Frost Armor, Solar Crest, he had like 43 armor.
And the mischance set. Now back to the Shrine, so systematic by Secret.
They've been very methodical about how they played the last couple of minutes. Getting the tier 2s, walking down with the Aegis, making sure they got almost every single second of use out of it. Just chipping down the tier 3 so that when the BKB was finished, they would be able to walk up and get it down completely. And with the Shrines being taken off the map as well, that just opens up another Roshan.
They're going to move on Ake here, and he'll be slowed down. It's going to be a two-shot. Mid one makes it go splat. He gets the courier too. Those prized, precious wards. Rip.
Oh, man, that's a feels bad.
Unless you're mid one.
Oh, yeah, then it's a feels good.
Feels amazing, man.
He's even got a DD. The real question is, do they still sit mid? I think they're probably just better off walking bottom at this point. Fighting into mid is scary because there's like 3 shrines. Whereas, you know, bottom lane there's only, like, realistically there's 1. And top lane is pretty much the same.
I'm not really seeing Crescendo leaving their base much right now, Andy.
I don't think you will see that for a little bit. What has to happen is Secret need to get baited into an engagement, and then a coil has to come out, and the sniper just needs to be laying into everyone with the Lycan with his fresh BKB. It's a 10-second BKB. The main issue that Excalibur is going to run into is he doesn't really have any armor. Like, even standing by the tower, he has 15. But there's a Solar Crest on the other team as well. There's Ice Armor. There's a Hurricane Pike.
There's a
mech.
TA.
There's a TA with lots of items and a DD and almost a Butterfly. It seems like the way that Secret played this out, they were really more focused on just playing a very efficient early game and just ensuring that mid one had a good time. Because as long as the one physical damage dealer on your team is having a good laning phase, and even more so having the stacks afterwards to just keep that momentum going, getting Roshan after getting the Deso, and like every single thing objective-wise that they wanted, they accomplished. So now they're at a stage where it just feels like it's almost an insurmountable lead at this point, and it requires a mistake.
Hey, Cinderin, how you doing?
See, wow, he has a Shadow Blade already? He just had the Blink Arcanes at 22 minutes, and now he has a Shadow Blade.
I see Yap has no mercy for his old comrades. This guy's a Dota player.
Well, you can see why that Secret was one of the favorites to make it out of this qualifier.
Everyone making plays, everyone very confident, sticking to their guns and not afraid to mix it up with hero picks. And yeah, you're busting out Lich in a BO1 and making it work beautifully. That is a good sign for Secret. Maybe they learned a thing or two from VP's All-Hero Challenge.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just impressive. Let's be honest.
I don't think we're going to see that at TI somehow.
You might be onto something there. If they did it at TI, it would be like the most epic thing I think
The closest we had to that was Wings.
Yeah.
Wings was not the All-Hero Challenge, but you know, it was like a taste of it.
It makes Dota so much more exciting when you actually have no idea what they're going to pick.
Oh, God. They got an Ogre Frost Mage, Andy.
Oh, my goodness.
Mid one has a butterfly, a solar crest, 35 armor, a BKB, and an Aegis. And that's just his defensive capabilities, mind you.
I'm pretty sure he could just stand AFK and just not die.
This is like back when StarCraft 2 came out and Colossus. You just kind of, you got 4 of them, and you just A-click their base. And
Oh, yeah.
That's what mid one's heroes become.
Were you a Protoss player?
No, I just masked Marines and medics and just A-clicked. And I lost to those Colossi and was very sad. But mid one, he'll start poking here. It's onto the high ground. A little chip damage, unhealable damage to this Range Rax. The best tool they have is probably that crippling fear chance to miss right now.
Yeah, it's daytime though, unfortunately. Oh, here we go. It just turned 9. There,
All right,
there it
the
is.
comeback is nigh for Crescendo. EGM playing the savior. 40.
Even with this
armor.
survivability, you can see how patient he's being.
48 armor, excuse me.
Like, he could probably just stand there, get the racks. He might lose the Aegis, but then he still has a 10-second BKB. Okay,
Well, now they want to
Qualifiers in.
engage. Great silence by Cinder, though. Right when YapzOr was looking for the Echo Slam, this could be a turnaround opportunity. They want to lock the Shaker down. The Fissure connects the 2. The Chain Frost is there. Oh, mama, that's going to leave a mark. Ake marches in. Now they get the Shaker. That is not how they scripted it. Okay, tries to make it out. Traps are there. BBK is cleaning up, though. He's gotten 3, just planking away. Says, take that, you wankers, but they haven't dealt with the mid-1 problem. And now he chases on. MP still alive. The 2 key cores for Secret hold the line. They will now turn back for the melee. Sniper down. The way lies open to 1 lane of Rax for Secret. It was a pretty damn good defense here by Crescendo, but still Secret. They get the objective they were searching for.
TA is just way too strong. Like, just look at the net worth. He's 6K ahead of anyone, even on his own team.
Now Venom moving in. MP just kind of suicide bombing himself at BBK. He will get the kill. They cracked that shrine. Not going to matter, though. And now looking for a second lane. It's onto the melee. They still have the Aegis. The BKB hasn't even been used, for God's sake. He's got a 10-second available. A secondary coil committed. Now he BKBs. He waltzes back to safety. That's painful to watch. EGM on the chase, but there's the Force F. And there's my complete loss of all motor functions as we try to stay on track here. MP still making it back towards safety. YapzOr on the high ground again, looking for the pickoffs here. Chain Frost cooling down, and EGM and Excalibur running for dear life. Mid one has not gone home. He's trying to get these splash hits onto Cinder, and it looks like from the neutral camp. Cinder jumping away and into the waiting clutches of Secret. Buyback now. It's one last hurrah. Secret not wasting any time and going for the jugular. Now onto the melee racks once again. Blink forward from Sint. They still have the Aegis, mind you. Sint does not have the buyback, does not have the coil. They're running out of time here. Second lane down. Secret looking for the megas. And still no ho-ho-ha-ha to save them.
I don't know if that ho-ho-ha-ha is ever going to happen, unfortunately, LD. This is just a unfortunate circumstance of a TA getting way too much out of the early game. There wasn't really any contention on the stacks. It was kind of misleading because they were getting kills everywhere. You can't say that Ake didn't do what he was supposed to do. He pretty much killed every lane that he walked to.
It's like they didn't really transition well after that, right?
Yeah, exactly. They did, oh my god.
All right, Secret have hit every combo required to take this fight. Looks like they're diving for more. They're going to get Cinder in too. That's a dieback on him. A decapitation under the tier 4s, and the GG call is made. But mid one, he wants this final kill. He wants BBK.